Fuck's sake. Yeah, Joey's muted. Fucking hell, boys. Are we all right or what? Joey, you're mute, mate. Fucking was using his iPhone. Yeah, got you. Okay, boys, we are in. Buzzing.
All right, Lou?
Yeah, mate, you all right?
Yeah, good. Looking good.
What room are you in, Lou?
Dad's office.
This room, Jesus. Oh, boys, I cannot explain. I have been buzzing for this all day. Right, it is finally here. The Behind Closed Doors poddy is rolling. Episode 1. Cannot wait.
Is it rolling now?
Yeah, we're live, mate. You've done your hair for it, I see, Joey. It looks good, mate.
I've just literally come back from a run, so I've kind of just, you know.
Fucking hell. So,
yeah, go on.
So, before we start, all right, I'll introduce the poddy and that, and then we'll get on to today's topic. So, for those that don't know, so basically this will be recorded and put out onto the YouTube channel that's made for this, and then like the Instagram and whatever else, little clips, and then the full episode will go out next Friday. So we'll always record a week in advance, so we always have one to go out for the following week. So excited is an understatement. I cannot wait for this shit to go out. So welcome to the Behind Closed Doors podcast. I am here with my co-hosts, Mr. Joe K, also known as Marv, and Pamphlet and Pops. We won't get into that, but or maybe
what was it? Tika, wasn't it? That was his other one.
Oh, Tika, really? Jesus.
Tika.
Yeah, do you remember your coach Mark Harry?
Oh, and it begins. I've only just got a coat. I've gone through every coat Soccerfix has ever had. One was made of paper. The other was perfect for if you're lost at sea and you then float. But the lead was broken, so you're always floating. Yeah.
I'm also here, my other co-host, Mr. Louis Schumann, aka Beige. I mean, I've got a list here, and I can't. There's too many on the list to read out. Beige, Hound, Whiskers, Big Time, Buzz. I can't even remember some of the other ones, but he's got loads.
Him sitting back in his chair, just taking it all. He just loves it. Look at him.
So Big Time, and you were late as well. Fucking joke, mate. Yeah. So Big Time. So, yeah, which one do you prefer mostly? Beige, Hound, Whiskers, Big Time, Buzz. I wish, so just before you say it, I wish Joey saw the Buzz, because I think that would have stuck with him. That's so funny, mate.
I have heard about it, but I had to talk to believe it. So.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't know if we've got a video or picture somewhere. We'll get it in the chat. And then
yeah, I've got a few of like ones that Lily took at the camp when I had a haircut.
Sorry, is someone going to pay for his Wi-Fi or what?
Get out, Lou.
What are you on, by the way, Lou? BlackBerry. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
He's got to go with beige. Sure.
Yeah, I like beige. I also like Whiskers as well, but
yeah. Even that top he's wearing now looks a little bit beige. Yeah.
It is white. It is white.
Never been white. Never been white.
Shut up, Lou. That's a towel, mate. Oh my God. So yeah, like I said, boys, we've been planning this for months now, and we've been literally itching to get it out, haven't we? So I'm buzzing to just to be able to do it. Obviously the circumstances are a bit different, but I'm so excited. What about you? Are you feeling it?
Yeah, like you say, long time coming. Obviously once we're all together and we can do it properly, it'll be unbelievable. But even this now is better than nothing. So looking forward to doing this for a few weeks and getting some stuff out there.
Yeah. You're not going to answer that one then, Lee?
Well, if I speak, it's probably just going to lag.
It's You know what?
Oh, bless him.
Oh, so boys, today's topic. Thought we'd go quite generic before we get guests and stuff in. Just get our thoughts on current Premier League. So, put 5 questions in the chat the other day. I've got them written down here. We'll just have a little discussion about it, etc. And then, yeah, see how we get on. So, question 1. Best player in the Premier League? Beige. Actually, we'll start with Beige because you're a bit quiet today, mate.
What? So we're just talking this season, yeah?
Don't know, what are we saying? This season or of all time?
Oh, we'll start with this season, I think.
Yeah, all right, this season.
This season, I probably think it's Bruno Fernandes.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Beige? You've surprised me there. I thought you were going to go someone. I don't know, but yeah, I'd have to agree with Beige there. I think Bruno.
Yeah, he's been good. I think he's been effective since he's come in.
Yeah.
I would argue, though, that Jack Grealish is...
Oof.
He's lit it up, mate, and he's a young player.
Yeah.
So,
But then again, just, yeah. Are we talking on and off the pitch? Because if we're going off the pitch, I'll go Grealish as well.
that big...
It's got. I still don't know if that photo is real.
Yeah, mate, it was awful, wasn't it?
Can't be. It can't be. Nothing come of it. That's what the amazing thing was. Like, this photo came out. Well, God knows what kind of night it was. And
Yeah.
then it was only there for like. It only felt like it was there for like 24 hours. So.
Beige, how many wanks did you have to that photo?
Mate, I only saw it once. Like I literally only saw it once.
Once was enough, wasn't it?
Jesus.
All for life.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say Jack Grealish has lit it up. Bruno's been effective as well. But there's been loads of top players, to be fair, that have come through in that. Phil Foden, one of them. He's been good.
Yeah.
Greenwood's come in, scored a few goals.
Yeah, but got to go majority. I think 2 against 1. It's got to be Bruno.
All right, fine. What about of all time? Best Premier League player, or since the Premier League started? I'll kick it off. I would say the best ever, in my opinion, is Steven Gerrard.
I'd love to agree with you being a Liverpool fan, but and especially if this goes out and people watching, they'll just think I'm being biased. But I can't say Gerrard purely because he never touched the Prem.
True.
What he did do was unbelievable. I'd have to go probably Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, good shout.
Ladies, do you remember Rooney?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, so sorry. Is that a ring, Lou?
Yeah.
I know what? I didn't know. I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, oh, he's either got like a bit of a coke can stuck in his finger, or he's actually gone for a bit of jewellery. So he's gone out today and got that, and he's going like this, and he's going like, yeah, we noticed it. I just didn't want to say anything.
You know.
Lou, talk us through that ring, please, just quickly.
Right, put it in. We want to see it first, Lou. Can we have a visual?
What's your way to say?
Shiny, isn't it? Where's that from, Lou?
I don't know. It's bought online.
Wish.
Quality.
Oh, right. It was just a cock ring, innit? But it was just too small.
Quickly got it off and put it on the finger. Didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, wow.
Babe, best Premier League player of all time?
I don't know, mate. I think I'd have to agree with you with Rooney.
Yeah, it's got to be. Shivy, you're really on your own tonight, mate. That's
Yeah, mate. Do you know what you're forgetting? Thierry, mate. Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
Invincibles, top player.
Well, a lot of people will say Shearer, won't they? But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think Rooney just did I just felt like he did everything. So I'd go.
Agreeing on Rooney, all-time best player.
Yeah.
I feel as if we've probably missed out a lot of players here, and it could be up for debate if we post this.
Yeah.
But so we've narrowed it down. Well, I said Gerrard, you boys Rooney. Henry's, I think he's got to be in the mix somewhere.
I'm going to change my next answer. I've gone 2 United players. It's getting a bit weird, so I'm going to change it up next answer.
All right, so Wayne Rooney again, majority.
Yeah.
Top player, to be fair. Do you think he'll do well in management or not?
I don't know. He's not. He doesn't come across someone who's like a talkative guy. So like, I just think communication is so important. You've seen him do interviews and things like that. I suppose behind the scenes he might be a little bit more vocal, and there's no doubt he'll know so much about the game. But I just worry about his people skills. Kind of, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thing is, I don't know if he would actually need much of it just because of who he is. People will respect him straight away, wouldn't they?
Yeah, true.
We'll soon find out, I guess. Okay, that brings me nicely on to the next question, actually. I put most exciting manager, but I've changed it a little bit to the best manager. So we'll have the debate again of current and then of all time.
Okay.
So currently, in your opinion, who is the best manager in the Premier League? I would suggest, even though they didn't do as well last year, I think Pep has got to be the best manager in the league.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Do you not have your own opinions, Lou, or do you just agree with everyone else?
Oh, yeah. Every time. Yeah, I'd go with that.
Same.
I mean, it's only out of 3, really.
Who's your 3 then, Dave?
Pep, Klopp, and Mourinho.
Mourinho? Yeah, to be fair, I'm going to go. Currently, I'll go Pep.
Yeah, I think
this was last season. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but it seems like Man City are back where they belong. They look like they're on fire, and they don't look like they're going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I think Pep messed up last year, but then again, it was a funny season. But I'd go Pep.
Yeah, imagine just playing under him. Like, I've heard the intensity of his sessions and stuff is mad.
Yeah.
But I would just love.
He'd definitely get the best out of you, wouldn't he? He seems like one of them.
Yeah, I think his knowledge and his record speaks for itself as well, to be fair. So I would say Pep. I'd love to play for Klopp as well. He just seems like
Brendan Rodgers is in for a shout as well.
It's not a bad shout.
Well done, Lou. Well done, mate. 16 minutes has taken you.
He's just taking himself off mute, finally. Brendan Rodgers is a great shout.
Yeah, that is good, to be fair. His teams always do well. His Leicester side is doing well this year as well.
Yeah. But go Pep, yeah?
Yeah, agreeing with Pep. Okay, of all time, for me, there's only one. And
there is only one. I don't really want to say it because I keep giving United answers, but there is only one.
Go on, Lou, we'll let you say it. David Moyes.
Got to be, innit?
It's got to be, the mighty Sir Alex Ferguson. I think his record, is undoubtedly the best. So, of all time, who do you think? What team would win? A Pep team against a Ferguson team?
Well, they played against each other, didn't they?
Well, do you know what they did? You're right, they did.
2012, 10? Yeah, 10 sounds about right.
10.
In that kind of era.
Yeah.
But that Pep team, that Barcelona team is probably one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But United weren't, miles away. It was just obviously different philosophies from different gaffers. But in their prime, Ferguson and Pep, it would be if Sir Alex could put his best United team against Pep's best City or Barca combined, it'd be a very good game. But I think the modern footballer with Pep, I think.
Yeah,
Just
I'd agree. I think I forgot about that game, to be fair, but yeah, I think a Ferguson team is hard to beat, and you never want to let them down. But I think the modern day game has changed maybe a little bit, so I think a Pep team would beat a Ferguson team.
Yeah.
Okay, question 3. I've been looking forward to this one. Biggest wind up. Who do we think is that player that is a little bit of a joker in the dressing room, always winding players up, a little bit like a Jimmy Bullard? Do you know what I mean? Where they're funny and all that, and then they would wind players up on the pitch and stuff like that. So it's hard to actually see it nowadays with all the cameras and stuff. I don't think you get to see much of that. But I'll kick it off and I'll say Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, I think he'd get on my nerves a little bit. I think his banter would be like, it would just be horrible stuff. The stuff where you've come in from training and you've done something where you're like, oh, that's so long.
Yeah.
And then you see him in the corner with a little ratty face pissing himself. I can imagine that's his kind of banter. But yeah, I guarantee he's always up to like doing something like that. I can imagine him being really annoying.
Yeah, mate, there's been a few videos of him like making jokes and pranks and that at Leicester.
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? Because like you don't really, obviously you have to know them, but just from the stories that I've heard and what you see on the pitch.
Yeah, I reckon someone like, again, it's not my kind of banter in the dressing room, but I reckon someone like David Luiz would be proper annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Proper annoying. And again, his banter, because it's probably different in Brazil, he probably thinks it's hilarious, but it's one where you're like, oh mate, just go away.
Yeah.
But I'd probably go someone like David Luiz, because he's not all there either, really, is he? And his banter would just be long, so I'd probably someone along them lines of like David Luiz.
I've heard that Ben Chilwell is a little bit of a joker.
Really?
Yeah, can't remember. I was watching the other day, and I think it was Mason Mount was saying it.
Yeah.
And he was just like, you've got two. He said Ben Chilwell is like the joker, and he's always playing tricks. Everyone's laughing and whatever, and joking. And then he said Jorginho as well. Now that surprised me, because I didn't think he would maybe be like that. But apparently they have like a boot microwave which they put their footy boots in to warm them up.
Yeah.
And the studs get really hot. So he basically robs the studs from people's boots and then goes around and like pierces them.
See what I mean? This is exactly like I was talking about David Luiz. They just have a different mindset to people's banter. I'd never think to steal studs and start going around zapping people with them. What's the worst prank that's happened to you at football?
What, worst pain?
No, like worse, like has anyone ever done you dirty at football, like after training, or have you come in from the training and anything ever happened to your stuff or anything like that?
Do you know what? Like, I don't actually think there's been any of that for me. I'm trying to think. Maybe come back to me now. What about you?
No, nothing like screams out anything happened to me. I've seen a few things that have been funny.
You've definitely done some stuff, mate. Come on.
I know what you're trying to do as well. I know what you're trying to do, but I don't think the pod's ready for that yet. When I was in America, I don't know if you boys know, but I was in America. And we had a few freshmen came in. Obviously, they started uni, so we had freshmen. They're obviously the youngest of the boys. And there was this one freshman that didn't really get along with. He was a bit mouthy. So anyway, obviously it being quite hot in America, you're always lapping on the sun cream. So a lot of boys passed it around, and everyone would, cover their face and arms and things like that. But I was putting on some, what's it called? It's in the red tube.
Deep heat.
Deep heat. So I was putting some deep heat on my calves, I think it was. And this freshman was asking for sun cream, and I had a little bit of deep heat left on my hands. And anyway, he was asking, and I said, "Oh, you might as well take this sun cream because I'm done with it." So he's like lapped it up, rubbed it in his hands, and then just put it all over his face, like all around his neck.
Oh.
He didn't come out to meet us in training for a bit. I was thinking, oh no, like what happened? Then he's come out and he's got all this like patchy red stuff around his face. So I did feel a little bit bad. I mean, I've got others, but that's probably the most the best one I can tell about getting us in too much trouble early doors. So
Yeah, we'll keep the good ones. We'll keep the good ones when we're allowed to meet and talk and stuff. What about you, Beige? To be fair, I mean, someone's taken all your studs out of your boots, which is quite.
Yeah. Another thing as well, all his white boots have turned beige. Someone keeps.
They keep leaving him a fucking cup of tea or something.
Mate, nothing's really happened to me, to be fair. I think I'm a bit young for like changing room stuff. Obviously,
I don't know. You have played first team in that.
Yeah,
It's true.
But with like COVID and that, we weren't really in the changing rooms. We just had to we were just outside the whole time.
It has changed though now, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think like your generation, Lou, I don't think we'll probably ever see it as much as maybe Joey's generation and even older than that. But I just don't think you'll see it now. Like you get a lot of like, especially your age, Lou, and there'll be listeners out of your age. They just won't. They're just not that way inclined anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Young players are missing out on kind of.
I think it's a huge bad thing. I think some of the guests that we'll have on are a bit older and they've been in the game and stuff, and their whole upbringing in football will be completely different to even ours probably. And the banter and stuff that they used to have and do, the line now was up there for those lads. It's just non-existent now, as in you just can't do anything. And I think a huge part of it you miss. I think that banter and stuff if you're in and around older teams, older lads, it builds you, it makes you. It's like it's funny. You remember those funny stories. You do that again to the young lads that are coming through or whatever. But you just can't do as much of it anymore, which is a shame.
It's only singing now, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say that's the funniest thing that has happened is just our initiations.
What did you sing?
Huh?
What did you sing?
Just the way you are.
Well, go on,
Can we hear a little bit?
Just give us a little bit.
No, I'll play the video if you want.
No. Give the people what they want, mate.
I'll tell you what, we do have that wheel, don't we, that we will be doing on the podcast. So I think we'll make one where everyone has to do their first initiation.
Have you got it with you, Luke?
Yeah, I got the wheel.
Oh,
maybe. Do you know what we'll do? All right. Obviously, when we go to actually recording it, we'll have mics. So, your voice will just sound clearer and stuff, Lou. Do you know what I mean? So I know why you don't want to do it today. That's fine. I'll get it.
And the acoustics of the room and that.
Yeah. And also, that's the 51st time you've flicked your hair back. So
I just got long hair.
All right. Joey ain't done it yet. You know what I mean?
Wait, to be fair, I'm just...
biggest wind up then. Back to the question. I think it's really hard to determine this unless you know people. But for me, just from what I've seen, he's a bit of like a shit house, isn't he, Jamie Vardy? Like some of the celebrations in front of the fans and that. If he does that on a match day, I can only imagine what he's like in and around his dressing room and the training ground and that.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good one. Next one. I think this is going to be unanimous, to be fair. I've put best stadium or best atmosphere at a stadium.
Easy.
And that goes like week in, week out. So I think there's only one in there really that stands out. Turf Moor. No, it's got to be Anfield, isn't it? I think there's no question.
Have you boys been?
No, I've never been. No, I've been to Old Trafford a few times, and I've been there on like Champions League nights, FA Cup nights, and that. And it is, there's loads of people there. It is a good atmosphere. But I just don't think. I mean, I personally think the only one close to Anfield would be St James's Park at Newcastle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just think the fans up there are just mental, aren't they? And I think their passion for football is not as it's sort of up there with Liverpool's in terms of the fans, and that's all they really have, isn't it?
Yeah.
They work all week to go and watch the football on a Saturday. I think obviously all clubs do, but you just see it most, I think, from like Anfield.
Means a little bit more up there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know if you've boys been to the Amex, but it's just not the same. Do you know what I mean? The fans are quite reserved. They're all nice people now, but it's just not.
Just a day out, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a football.
No offence to any Brighton fans as well.
Yeah, huge offence. Like, grow a pair of bollocks and, do you know what I mean? Do your bit for the club.
You know what am I talking about? Yeah, seriously, go football and enjoy it.
Yeah, mate.
Stop singing seagulls.
So yeah, I think it's only one, isn't there? It's got to be Anfield.
Yeah, with Brighton as well, they're still a little bit championship, aren't they? Like when a keeper's lined up to take this goal kick and then your shit comes after it. Any Premier League side that is doing that needs to have a look at themselves and think,
100%. 100%.
So embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. But they all think it's hilarious. So Brighton fans, wise up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Okay, next one. Best game of all time. Now, this can be any game because it's quite hard to remember Premier League, do you know what I mean, bouts or whatever. But I think the best game of all time. Now, this can go of any year, any competition, international, domestic, whatever. Best game of all time that you have watched. So for me, I would say best game of all time would be Liverpool's comeback against AC Milan, but I didn't watch it. So I can't really put that down there.
How old were you? 2?
I don't even know.
I was 10.
Jesus.
So,
Lou, what would you have been, mate? No, wait. Lou, you weren't born.
Wait, Lou, when were you born? What year?
2004.
Oh,
you were 1.
I forget how old I am compared to Lou. It's actually worrying. Am I allowed to be working with someone that young? Like,
I mean,
1. You remember it well, then, Lou?
Yeah.
Oh man,
if I was to stay neutral on this, which I feel like I could give a better answer. Obviously, the Liverpool versus AC Milan is right up there for me personally. But the neutral for me, the Barcelona PSG game was something that.
Oh yeah, big.
I've never. I don't really cheer when other teams score. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool through and through, and obviously England at times. But that Barca game, I was celebrating goals like you wouldn't believe. It was incredible. I can't remember what it finished. Was it they had to score 5, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it finished like 5-3 or something.
Yeah, and it was for me. I'm going to remain neutral and give an answer like that. It would be that game always sticks out to me. It's absolutely incredible. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think for me, there's quite a few, and the story behind it probably makes it, to be fair. So me and the boys went to Zante in 2016, and while we were out there, the Euros were on. And obviously being Welsh, that year Wales got to semi-final. And I was out there for, I think it was the Russia game. So all the other lads were England fans. So we've gone out to a big England bar, and there must have been 20 screens in this bar. And there was one screen, it was probably the size of like an iPad, right tucked away in the middle of these other screens. And the Wales game was on that one. So there must have been 200-300 England fans, and you know what they're like when you go abroad. They all like get on it, drinking Fosters or whatever they're doing, and they're just getting rowdy. And Wales beat Russia 3-0, and England lost that game. I think I can't remember they're playing, but they lost. So every time Wales scored, I celebrated, and then I got like all your meatheads turn around looking at me, bald head, bulldog tattoos on their beer belly, like staring at me. It was great. So that one. And then I was also out there for, I think it was the Northern Ireland game, which was the semi-final. Last 16 or whatever it was.
Yeah,
they won that 1-0. But the best game for me was the Belgium game when they beat him in the quarter-final.
Yeah, that must have been buzzing. Were you still there for that?
No, I think that was the day I flew home. So I was debating whether to just stay out there. and just paid the ticket home. But anyway, I got home, watched it, and for me, that's probably the best game of all time, just for me personally, because it was like we were such the underdogs in that tournament. We beat Belgium, and it was a big win, and it was unreal.
Was it Robson Kanu? It's Cruyff and then finish.
Cruyff turned, and then I think Sam Vokes scored a header as well to make it 3-1, and that just put it to bed, mate.
Yeah.
Huge. What about you, Lou?
For me, I'd probably say either the Liverpool-Barca game.
Agreed.
Just because obviously Barcelona are just one of the biggest teams in the world. Liverpool just beat them 4-0.
Yeah.
Or I'd either go the Ajax-Spurs game.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I mean, that happened like a day in between. I think Spurs played first. No, Liverpool played first and then it was Spurs. But
I think it was just like Liverpool, Barca, and then Spurs, Ajax. It was insane.
That was an incredible game. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair play, Lou. It's not bad, that one. I think another one for me is United-Chelsea Champions League final, when United won on penalties. I can't remember how old I was then. I would have been quite young then, but the age of like I think it was 2008. I think I was the age of a football fan. Do you know what I mean? Where you really support the team and you like love the players, you want to be the players and all that.
Is that the one in Elka missed? Is it Van der Sar saved an Elka's penalty? Is it that one? Yeah.
No, I remember it because I think it was a midweek, and Mum and Dad let me stay up late to watch it, and I can't remember how old I was, but I was only young still. And yeah, that was a major game because then I just didn't sleep all night and whatever. And it was, I think I went into primary school the next day and was like, I stayed up late to watch the game.
Yeah. That's funny because I remember the Liverpool AC Milan one. I was in year 6, and obviously it being 3-0 at half time, all I could think about was going into school the next day.
Yeah.
And obviously you're not going to get bantered in year 6, but there'll be a few comments like Liverpool rubbish really hurt. Do you know what I mean? And that's all I was thinking. I was just thinking like we're 3-0 down. And then I remember looking to my dad, and my dad was like, this could get a lot worse before it gets any better. And you think 3-0, it's going to end up 4, maybe 5. But obviously, I won the game. So school the next day, I literally walked in I think I ran in with my shirt off, to be fair. But yeah.
Oh, good. And then finally, we've only got like 5 minutes left in this. So I'll literally get a yes or no. So, VAR. Firstly, yes or no. Secondly, why? Let's start with Whiskers. VAR. All right.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because I feel like it has made a big impact, and obviously people do like whinge about the decisions that are made and all that. But I feel like if it was taken out of the game now, everybody would be like, if VAR was there, that would have been a penalty, or if VAR was there, that wouldn't have been a goal, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think for me, I would say no. Kind of on the fence, really. I'd say, if I say yes, I would only have it for big decisions. So things like penalties, handballs in and around like the penalty area, and then like major fouls. Otherwise, I think like the offside rule now is just ridiculous. It's we're talking millimeters, and it's killing the game. So for me, I would say yes, but only for major decisions. So red cards, bad fouls, penalties, and handballs in and around the box.
Yeah.
What about you, Joey?
Sorry, I was just thinking of I think it's here now, and I think I feel like it's nearly there. In terms of I think it still needs some work in terms of, because some weeks, decisions are different to the weeks like before that, and everyone's a bit all over the place. I don't know if they're fully understanding like the rules on VAR, but I do think it is helping the game, because like Lou said earlier, I think if we take it away now, like people are never going to be happy. It's here now, and I think it's going to stay, but it definitely needs some work.
Yeah, agreed. Well, boys, it has been a pleasure. All right, we've done the first one. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's good to chat to you, boys. Lou, next time maybe clean your screen. Fucking hell. Dirty bastard. And now you've given the fans the ring, Lou. We want to see a different one next week.
Yeah.
Right. I think I got 4. So.
Like by the final podcast, he's just gonna have like all rings on done. I didn't know Woolworths was still open, to be fair, but I'm glad it's still got a customer.
Oh no, it's amazing, mate. Fair play. 4 for £1.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, amazing, boys! It's been a pleasure. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Love it, lads. Right, take care. Love it, boys.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.